Cryptocurrency market is showing some form of recovery. We are in green 1.8% for the day. XRP is testing that support again. We do have some of these small caps showing us it is most likely a retest and a bounce. We do watch that historically these kind of bounce does play out. They actually give a lot of opportunities. If you actually go look at how things are evolving, it does show you the fact that, okay, now interesting people are getting to find out these things and big guys are entering. One of the idea being shared over is that look at the BRICS pay, and there is a possibility that all these currencies need a bridge asset. Now, right now, I really don't think it's going to be this XRP. Right now, it's about a shift in the financial system of this world. And we are watching how the BRICS summit is evolving, and it does show us the fact that they are slowly pushing towards that expansion. It's not just going to be 5 countries, it's actually pushing way beyond that. And if all of them are about to trade and settle those transactions on local currencies, now all of them just need a new infrastructure on which they can operate, and they want the world to use that, at least the developing part of the world. And then you look at the other side, okay, we are kind of getting this area in the Asian side and people are pouring into it all over from the other side. But now you also see the EU financial infrastructure is looking to upgrade themselves. They are planning to do something like this, which is not bad. We are watching that this year, they have a lot of plans and they are trying to push this agenda. So the fundamentals are actually increasing so rapidly. The price action is not agreeing with that. But then we actually see a 4-digit XRP before 2025. Do we think that's possible? Maybe. But does the chart, the market psychology, calculations from these markets show you that? Because it's really important to understand what the market is showing us in terms of the dollar, in terms of the overall market, and the future expectations. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Right now, you do have opportunities pouring in and breakouts coming across the spectrum. So if you are looking for the market and the ideas, you do get all of that here, which means if you are looking at the market, you do see opportunities. You're watching how the volume is changing in these assets. That shows you opportunities are coming. Now, this is Dow Jones, and what you're watching here is there was a break to the upside. You're still holding on to that. You're retesting that. So if you close the week here, most likely you may see next week's bouncing off, which can push this to the upside. So the market sentiment for some reason is increasingly becoming bullish. Yes, we agree with the fact that the economy doesn't look like that for sure. People are losing jobs, the cost of living is sky high, but the markets are showing you that I'm about to run higher for some reason. Great. Can that be the blow off the top, which we are all waiting for? Because we are looking at the crypto spectrum, and the realm of crypto kind of shows us, okay, we dropped recently. We came close to 25. Now we're trying to do a recovery. We had a small range of accumulation, a short-term range. We broke that to the upside. Now, yes, on a daily, if you actually look at the chart, it is showing you there is a possible double bottom formation coming in, which means if that's true, now we can go back up to retest 29K at the first range. So this is going to be your first range of resistance. And if you manage to break that, you're looking for something like 32,500. So this can be a pattern inside which the price is moving, which looks okay for the time being, because if we are doing this, we want to see whether we are able to break higher, bounce, and continue that rally. Because if not, then the question is, how long are we really going to consolidate in this territory? Because when you actually look at the macro chart, you do understand the fact that there is nothing bearish. You are looking ultra bullish. You are looking across the globe. You're watching the same principles across. Now you start going in, zooming in, and you're like, okay, there is some kind of slowdown on a weekly chart. Now you want to see when will that change. For that to change, you want to see macro bullish moves in the daily chart. Now here, what we want to see is how much buying power is re-entering the market at this level of support, because mostly what people don't do is to buy at a support. What they do is to buy at a resistance or close to one so that they lose money. But the reality of it is, if you actually zoom out and look at things, you may still say that this is a lower price point. But yes, possibly not in Bitcoin. But if you are looking at assets like XRP, assets like XLM, and a lot of these different assets, yeah, they are showing you a massive opportunity in terms of this run up. To watch that, you literally have to go on a monthly chart, because for some reason, the level of institutional participation here in the XRP seems super high. That's the only reason why you get all these patterns happening on the monthly, which is working out. Rather, when you get a lot of these patterns on a daily, it kind of fakes out. Because the whales are manipulating for sure. They're trying to do all that they can to keep you out of the game. So now we are trying to break in to understand that if there is a change in the structure, if the price action changes, we want to know that before there is a huge macro pump, right? So if you keep that in mind, this is the price structure formation. Say this is XLM. But you get the point. You actually had this. You are coming down. You are making lower lows. You're dropping. You're making again lower lows at this point. You want to see a tilt of that picture. For that, you don't really need more time. You just have to go to a different chart and the same asset. Go to a daily. Look at this picture. What do you think? We were trending to the downside. Then something changed. We started putting in a new high. We corrected back down to test the exact same bottom and then bounced off, making the structure. As of now, this previous high is still valid, which means that range is now acting as a strong support. On that support, what is the price action showing you? Let me clear this. You actually watch this. In the crypto market, this is super important for you, me, and everyone, so that we gain that understanding that the market is doing something. Okay, the noise is high. Remove the noise. The market is showing you a great double bottom pattern, which always shows you something great. Because last time this happened, that movement came in. Boom. You just popped. Now, am I saying we're going to do something similar, popping through 100, 200%? I'm not sure, but whenever we see these kind of patterns in the market, it is usually followed up with some level of bullish moves in the market. So you do see a 50% run up, you do see a 100% run up. Which is it going to be this time? I really don't know. But what we are seeing in the market is that the big guys are trying to shift their gear. Because they do think right now that with the level of uncertainty which they have created with these level of volatility, a lot of people are on the sidelines right now. They are doubting what they should do. But if you actually go on reducing these noise, you can actually put the perspective saying like, okay, we are actually changing the direction. The direction right now looks much better than what we had before. We are trending to the upside. Now, take the same format chart for XRP and keep that narrative here, and you watch that the price is bouncing off from a trend line which is increasingly becoming bullish. The momentum is increasing. So if you actually zoom in on that, say a 4-hour chart for XRP, this is what we are watching. On that support range, we are also trying to make a double bottom. Is it confirmed yet? No, not yet. We need to see the price breaking through the range of 0.55. Then we can say, okay, that short-term move is now becoming a positive one. Usually when we get a double bottom with this structure, where you make a higher low and climb on, that kind of gives you more upside, whether it's a micro move like this or a macro move. But usually when you see double bottoms like this, where the next low is actually a lower low, your upside kind of seems capped, right? The strength is lower, not higher. Now, to put that into the normal sense, it's like, okay, first time when you came here, you got a lot of buyers. Next time you bounce and you were retesting, buyers were so aggressive that they didn't want to wait till the bottom. They were buying in already. However, at this point, it was like, okay, let the price drop, let the price drop, let the price drop, right? They were not that aggressive. We watch that again and again in this asset. If they're not aggressive, wait, it's going to be a rejection. If they are aggressive, and that too much bigger than this pattern, then I believe, okay, we do have some chance that we can break this trend line. And if we do break this trend line around 0.57, that means now you're riding. Now that ride towards 0.8, 0.9 is starting on a short-term horizon. Great. Yeah, that is a short-term chart. But understand, on the other end, we are all watching what Bitcoin is doing. So if Bitcoin is actually putting in a higher high and a higher low, what do you understand from that trend? Yes, everyone is becoming bullish. So the market really want to do that shakeout. So what is the market trying to say here? The market suggests us the fact that you put in a higher high compared to all these you were running up. You were making consistent higher lows. Even at this point, you are still maintaining that higher low. To be precise, you can drop these lines so you understand how we are traveling. So even in the Bitcoin phase, you're watching that. Now, on the higher side, last one here was 30. The next high after that, yeah, the momentum was much lower. But what you're watching is that we are making this higher high and higher low, even though the momentum is lower. We didn't actually get a shift in the market structure. So if you break this low of 25 and drop below that and get a daily close, yes, the market structure changes. It slowly becomes negative. But remember, this is true for almost majority of the assets we have seen in this market, where it all shows you the market is moving like this. Now I'll use a different tool that's much better. See, if you actually watch how the market is moving, it's consistently doing that lower highs. Then something changed. That drop was a real opportunity, and that's exactly what we are watching in a lot of altcoins right now. And that's one of the reasons why I'm going through a lot of these different coins, showing you what they are doing. Because if they are consolidating, you really don't want to enter into them. If they're breaking high and you know the target, that's where you actually jump in. So if you are interested in such things, you can look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. Now jumping back into the reality. Yeah, Bitcoin did that. It is trending higher. Now, this kind of consolidation in crypto is something we have seen in the past. Increase in the momentum, then slow down, a consolidation where you put in higher lows, higher highs. Now, yes, that doesn't actually look exactly the same, but you do get the point that we were making a pattern like this, which showed you that bulls were trying to push the price higher and they wanted to keep this steady. So if we get a bounce off from this level, I think this is something we are looking at. So if we do bounce off, that's going to open the room to the upside. A lot of people are going to be surprised with these moves for sure, because a lot of them still believe in the fact that the price is going to drop and they are going to get around $10,000-$15,000 per Bitcoin. I'm watching a lot of different people sending me different charts from different individuals. And I'm like, yeah, everyone have different opinion, but unless we break the range of 24, 25, we're not actually changing the structure, because the macro is starting to put in higher highs, higher lows. That means bulls are in control. So yes, you go on a short-term chart and you say, no, we're actually trending lower. We're actually putting in lower lows. And I'm like, yeah, that's on the short term. Unless you're trading in and out on the minute chart, you don't really have to look at those. You're looking at the market volume, the market volatility, the noise. Yeah, basically you're educating yourself. But your actions, the decisions you make should be based on the macro horizon, because that's where opportunity lies. So if you look for an opportunity here, you're saying, okay, this was a resistance, this was a resistance. Now that's becoming a support. So if you are a macro guy, then what you are saying is that this structure was here, we consolidated, we broke higher, now we are retesting before a macro bounce. And if you are that guy who looks like an investor, acts like an investor, and think like an investor, you're most likely thinking like, okay, I should buy at a support, not sell at a support. Now, with that being said, if you take the look at XRP, it's almost in the same boat. You are literally making same pattern. You are consolidating inside that range where the price action showed you, yeah, I'm going down. Then, it tried making a new high. You came back down, consolidated, they bounced. And you stayed near that resistance and broke higher. That's actually a great part of that, because if you actually take a closer look, what's happening here is a consolidation, most likely grinding up higher and then projecting it to the upside. Now, we have seen these kind of moves in the past. We have seen these kind of moves in a lot of different assets. We are watching similar moves in different assets in the same market. Why should we be worried? Because once you understand the fact that, okay, these assets do break higher, they give you an opportunity when it's a retesting, and then it just go nuts. So you do see that the market structure. Then you're looking at other assets which are still slowing down for sure. So you want to be in an asset which is trending higher. You want to be in an asset which is pulling back. If you're trying to buy, you're buying the pullback, not these run up, because you'll get trapped in those. So guys, if you received value, please do smash that like button for me. I'll be happy with that. I'll meet you guys in the next video. Bye for now.